content creation and how powerful content creation is, that 98% of people don't do any content creation. So if you do content creation consistently over a 3, 6, 9, 12 month period, it puts you in the 2% bracket of content creators and online business owners. Do you think that's going to put you in the top % bracket of income earners as well? Yeah, of course it is.
Welcome to the John McLauchlan Podcast.
Welcome to another episode of the John McLauchlan Podcast. My name's John McLauchlan. So in today's episode, we're going to be talking, I don't do hype, and I dislike people that do hype, but what I'm going to say sounds very hypey. If we talk about the shocking truth, in headlines, you'll know that a lot of things in internet land has been abused, and that particular phrase, the shocking truth, has been abused. However, when I did some research into this, the truth was actually shocking. And what I'm referring to is content creation and how powerful content creation is, and yet how few people actually do content creation. And what I want to try and highlight here is if you're a brand new business owner, and let me define new, I always talk about if you're a brand new business owner or if you're a beginner. So what I mean by that is that if you started yesterday in your brand new online business, and yes, you are a beginner, by virtue of the fact that you just started yesterday. If you're someone that's been in the industry for a few months, maybe a few years, and you're still looking to create the lifestyle and the income that you want, then I'm going to class you as a beginner. Rightly or wrongly, that's kind of what I set out to do, is to help people to create whatever you want. And if you're not creating it, then there's a problem. And I'll class you as a beginner. Let me tell you a quick story before I move on. Around, probably about 10 years ago, I was at a marketing conference, and this guy approached me, and he was really well dressed, really well spoken. He had a really kind of positive vibe, like some people do. And I kind of stood up and paid attention to this guy, and I thought, wow, this guy looks great. From a marketing perspective, it looked like he knew what he was doing. It looked like he had a lot of experience in the game. So I was ready to listen to what he had to say. And he'd been to this marketing event, was an annual event over in Texas. And, we got talking, and I said, it was the first time I'd been to this particular event. And I said, well, how many times have you been here? And he says, well, I've been here every single year since 2008, and I've not missed one. And I thought, wow, that's incredible. And we got talking about business, and I was telling him what I was doing. I said, how's your business? What do you do for traffic? Or there was some kind of question. And he said, well, I'm not really there. I'm not really there with my business. And he was like, I love to show up. I love to attend. I love to get around positive people. He says, but my business never really grows. And, I would say that he is a beginner. Lots of experience, but still hasn't got the lifestyle that he wants and isn't making the money that he wants. So there's an issue there. So beginners, if you're a beginner, then pay attention, because this podcast is really powerful. And if you knew, when you go online and you look at all the videos and you look at people posting stuff and whatever, it's a limited few that actually post content. In fact, I'll go to far to say there's 98% of people who start a business online, and we're talking about people in the home business industry, they don't do anything. They don't do a damn thing. And it's not, if that's you, I'll tell you right now, it's not your fault. But what I'm saying is that there is a huge opportunity for you when you start producing content, when you start doing videos, when you start just putting memes out there, 2 or 3 lines, a close-up of your face, about what you're doing and posting it on a regular and a consistent basis. Because the biggest event most people have in their career, the most monumental thing they'll actually do is signing up to become an affiliate of a company or becoming part of a network marketing team or something of that nature. They will sign up. It will be the biggest thing that they do. And that's it. Maybe they'll do 1 or 2 videos. Maybe. But most people don't do anything. So, let me look at you down this camera. Let me look at you right in the eye right now. Are you one of those people who signed up to something and hasn't done something? And you're wondering why? And maybe you're going, maybe it's tomorrow. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. And tomorrow never actually happens. And before you know it, 6 months has gone by. And you look at why you're paying out every month for this subscription. And you go, well, okay, I've got to make a decision. And what I'm saying to you right now is make the decision to produce content, because what you'll do, you will get into a flow and what I call that forward momentum. So what do you do? How do you do it? How do you get in front of a camera and just talk? Okay. There's a real simple way to do it. Here's another story. Okay. Story time today. I remember, and let me know, right, most of the people who watch this will have watched Jaws. Okay. Steven Spielberg, absolute classic film. One of my favourite films from a filmmaking perspective and from a good film perspective. Now, when I was about 10 or 11, it came on TV, on national TV. It premiered. And when I went to school the next day, literally everybody was talking about Jaws. Okay. And they were reenacting it and they were doing all kinds of things and they were running around the playground and God knows what. And it was exciting because people had watched the film and they were talking about the film with passion. Okay. Do the same when it comes to building your online business. Okay. So the very first thing that you can do is talk about why you joined the company that you're in. Because, hey, let me tell you, that for you was monumental. Okay. I joined a company. I'm now an online business owner. Hurrah. Okay. Now, there are millions and millions of people who want to do what you've just done. They want to join a company, but they're doing their research. They're doing their due diligence, and rightly so. So what do they do? What's the first thing they do? Okay, they want to join XYZ company. So they will go to Google. They will get their keypad or on their phone and go the XYZ review. Let me know about this company because I'm interested, but I'm not quite sure. I'm on the fence. I want to know if it's good enough. I want to look at the people. And what they're doing is pretty much the subconscious takes over. And when they see people on video talking about XYZ company, they're not interested in facts and figures. They want to know if that person is genuine and authentic from their non-verbal communication because they've joined the company and they're talking about their experience. Now, who does that? In reality, as a beginner, who does that? Most beginners want or think they need to give something of huge value. I need to prove that I've developed sales. I need to prove that I've got people on board. I need to prove that I'm more interested than I really am, etc. Okay. What I'm going to tell you right now is that if you've joined a company, the research that you've done, the thought processes that you went through are hugely beneficial to those people who are typing in XYZ company review. As an online business owner, you're going to want to get access to some of the best information you can find. And that's why I put together the Online Business Roadmap. It's all about setting up your online business in the right way to get everything set up and completed in a weekend. In Module 1, getting off to a fast start. In Module 2, we talk about the 3 essential elements to get into profits quickly. So Module 3 is one of the big takeaways with this course. We have our residential behavioural scientist, Jules Reed, and she talks about most of the common things that people struggle with. Imposter syndrome, about yes, you do have things to share as a beginner, procrastination, staying focused and achieving success as a new or an existing online business owner. Go to the link below, click it, and you can get access to this course for absolutely free. In addition to that as well, you'll also get access to all the free courses within McLauchlan Academy. These are not free courses in disguise. You will get a ton of value from these courses. So go to the link below, follow the instructions, and I'll see you in the inside. Back to the show. So the first thing that you can do to produce content is talk about your experiences. Now, is that difficult? No, because it's your own personal experiences and you're just conveying them to those people. Do you have to be experienced? No, you don't, for the same reasons. So do that, okay? And what you're going to do is, if you do that on a consistent basis, and maybe you can think of 5 different reasons why you join this company or whatever, okay? Don't say them all in one video. Just talk about one and go into it in depth. At the end of the video, or what you could say with the start of the video is, okay, there's 5 reasons why I joined XY company. Because let me tell you a little bit about me. You know, I'm a bit risk averse. I was on the fence for a long time. We did a lot of research. There's 5 things I want to tell you, but in this video, I'm going to do 1. And then at the end of the video, just say, okay, in the next video, I'm going to tell you reason number 2, okay, and then do number 2. It's really, really simple. Okay. So that's the first thing you can do. And anyone can do that. The skill comes in with the optimization process. And, if you follow me, I've got a video course where you can get access to how to optimize video, how to produce video. You know, I'm a qualified filmmaker, so there's all sorts of information I can give you, but that is so easy and anybody can do it. And if you've got yourself a phone, if you've got a mobile phone, that's it. That's all you need. Anyone can do that. Right. And as you move on through that business, okay, now, if you don't do anything in business, there's not a lot I can say. There's not a lot of help I can give you. Okay. But if you do something, so you go, okay, day 1, okay, let's go and find a domain name. How do I get a domain name? What's the advice about getting a domain name? What did I discover? Etc., etc., etc. You then go and broadcast that to your audience, because I guarantee there are people. This is me, typing. Asking how to get a domain name. What is the best company? What is the best type of domain name? Do I have a .com or a .io or whatever? What is it? I don't know. I've never done it before. Okay. So having gone through that process, you can then provide people with that information. And that is what we call content marketing. But you're doing it with authenticity and you're being 100% genuine to the people who are looking for that information. And you need to be 100% you. And also, as a beginner, you also need to know that you've got value to share. Huge, massive value to the people who are searching for XYZ company review, or how to send an email, or how to secure a domain name. And it's never ending. And you might think, watching this right now, that the company that you're in is saturated because suddenly, yesterday you thought about joining, now you've joined and now everyone's in it. Everyone's doing this. How come everyone's doing this? Yesterday there was nobody in. And it's just because the way the algorithms work. So never get put off thinking that, you're in a big deep sea and you've got no chance of getting to the next island. Okay. It's all a perception. And the massive perception about this And what I'm going to bring to you or what I'm bringing to you in this podcast is the majority of people don't do anything. So if you go and look at the leaderboards with companies, with JV competitions, it's always the same names. Now, if you go onto YouTube and you have a look at the videos on YouTube, it's very much the same names. Yes, it's algorithmic, but at the same time, who is producing consistent content? And it's the same people, because they've got that same rhythm going on, and that's what you need to do. Okay, so get into the habit of thinking like a producer of content rather than a consumer of content. So when you go onto Facebook and you kind of idly scrolling through the screen, or you're scrolling through video shorts, think, could I produce that? And then think to yourself, I'm going to produce that. And then what you want to do is start getting like a swipe file together. So any content that you see, any content that you like, anything that resonates with you, have a look at it and save it as a file and model that particular piece of content for yourself. So here's another takeaway, is being consistent with your content. Okay. And what I always find, or what I've found in the past, is that when I'm active on a project or I'm learning something new, as soon as you learn it, you think that what I've just learned is now valuable to my audience. Now you think, okay, I'm a beginner. I haven't got an audience. Yes, you have. Okay. Because people are always interested in what you've done or what you are doing. People are curious by design. That's human nature for you. They're voyeuristic by design. Okay, they're always looking. This is why social media is so addictive. And this is why people have a love-hate relationship with social media. Because they really don't like it, but they can't be without it. Because human nature says, I just need to find out what they're having for the dinner. You know? It's just how it works. So, learn, do, and teach was my old mantra when I first started doing courses. Learn something, apply it into your business, and then go and teach it. Okay? Just like the Jaws movie. Watch the movie and then tell people about the movie, having watched it. Not what you think people want to see or what people want to hear. So first of all, the most powerful thing you can do as an online business owner is video. Think about content creation as you hosting a dinner party. You've got to be there. You've got to put on a good spread, i.e. your information has got to be good quality, and people want you there for Q&A, for questions and answers. So if you're relying on things like AI to produce content for you, if you're thinking about doing, faceless videos, yes, they do work, and yes, they are addictive, and people are getting more used to it. But when it comes down to it, people do business with people. And this is what I've said, and we've always said for years. People don't do business with products or services or nonsense. They do business with people who they know and like and trust. And video is the quickest way to get you and your brand known, liked, and trusted. You've probably heard this before, and yet you've heard it before. It's because it's the truth. Get people to know, like, and trust you. Video is the quickest way. One of the most direct ways to do a video, and it puts you right front and center, and it does make you vulnerable, but that's a good thing. Being vulnerable on camera is a good thing, is live video. And if you go out and you see all these people doing live videos, they're getting, excuse me a second. So people that do live video, they're there, okay? They are vulnerable because they're live, but that is what people like. And, from a know, like, and trust perspective, live video is one of the best things you can do. I'll tell you what, it's also one of the most scariest things you can do. But if you want to build a business and you want to build it fast, then those are the things that you want to be doing. And there is no better thing to do than build your knowledge, your skills, and build your experience in the things that are going to develop a fast business, i.e. doing video. Okay, so that's one way you can do it. And there's always been this stigma around doing video about, I'm scared about being on camera. I'm scared about doing something that is going to make me look ridiculous, and the repercussions of that is the unknown. And because it's unknown, I don't want to do it. So people don't do it. The only real danger of doing videos and something going wrong is when you're trying to be somebody else. It's when you're trying to hoodwink people into saying that you're successful or whatever. People used to, people used to do videos outside of, posh houses, and it was just nonsense. So you've got to be 100% authentic, 100% genuine, and tell people what you've done from your own experiences. Okay. And if I tell you again that 98% of people don't do any content creation when it comes to doing video, 98%, around 98%. So if you do content creation consistently over a 3, 6, 9, 12 month period, it puts you in the 2% bracket of content creation, of content creators and online business owners. Do you think that's going to put you in the top percent bracket of income earners as well? Yeah, of course it is. Okay. So the more you do, the easier it gets. Your first videos, they're going to be terrible. Okay. But you know what? You've only got one opportunity to be terrible on video. And the worse you are on video, having gone through the process and showing people a genuine story, people will resonate with that more than somebody who is really polished, who has got really good editing skills, because they can't see themselves doing that for themselves. Or that's great for old Dave. Okay. But Dave's been doing this for a lot of years and I'm way out my depth when it comes to doing video. So Dave, well done, but not for me. I'm going to stick with something else. Okay. Don't ever fall into that trap. Don't ever fall into that trap, because I'll tell you, there's a lot of insecure content creators. Okay. Particularly when you're talking about the upper echelons of, celebrityism. Okay. A lot of them people running around massively insecure because they want to hold on to what they've got. Okay. As a beginner, you've got nothing to lose and you can only go up. There's only one way you can go when you're starting out, and that's up. And if you keep that consistency going, you are going to improve. Your presentation skills are going to improve. Your knowledge and skills are going to improve if you put yourself in that arena. And it's so important to put yourself in the arena of building knowledge and skills and applying yourself in the real world. Because unfortunately, a lot of people don't. And a lot of people try and build their business under the radar. And I remember when I first started in business, when I first started this online thing, that's what I tried to do. And it don't work. It won't work. How do you brand yourself, and how do you host that dinner party? What? By not being there. It just doesn't work. Okay. People want that human factor. Okay. So if you're thinking, well, it's okay, I'm doing, AI generated videos, then excellent. Okay. But know that what you're into is going to be not a trend. It's a trend. People want to see you for who you are. And if you're going to be a top earner in a company, if you're going to have this business as a business for the next 20 or 30 years, that's going to change your lifestyle, then you need to step up and start doing video and start creating content, and also start to create content in a big way. If you listen to Gary Vee, okay, I'm a big advocate of Gary Vee because he talks absolute sense with complete authenticity. And he'll say to people, okay, tell me, what are you and they'll say, I'm creating content, Gary, every single day. And he goes, right, okay, how much content are you generating? And their face says it all. Well, that's it. Yeah, you're not creating enough. Well, I'm doing one video every month. Or maybe I'm doing 2 videos a week, No, it's not enough. You need to be doing more and consistently. Okay. The other thing about content creation is you're going to get, when it starts to become uncomfortable. Okay. So if you're brand new, you listen to this podcast, you go, yeah, I'm fired up. I'm going to do content creation. You get your camera out and you go, what I'm going to say, I don't know what I'm going to say. I'm going to do some research to find out what to say. And then suddenly you come across these videos where people say, don't create content, do this instead. Okay. And there was a big, what's the word? Kind of a destabilization thing going on. And it's developed by some marketers to get you to buy their stuff. Because they know your pain points. They know that creating content can be time consuming. You know that it may or may not work. Okay. Because maybe you've got your toe just in the water when you need to jump in. So you need to be in and you need to be all in when it comes to doing content creation. If you're a little bit unsure, you're going to do some research and people are there going, don't create content because you want to be doing this. And really, it's campaigns like that where people just need a slap because it's making beginners feel insecure about their whole process, about their whole journey when it comes to creating an online business. It makes them feel insecure about their product. It makes them feel insecure about the people that are helping them. Because it's like, well, is this guy genuine now? Because he's saying create content, and I've seen this video or this product where they say don't create content. So content is king. It always has been, and it always will be. And content, the king of content, is human generated, human interaction type content, where you're at a dinner party, you're serving your guests. You're getting them drinks, you're finding out what they need, and you're adapting to what they want. And I'll just end on this. Creating content is easy when you're being genuine. Creating content is difficult when you go and watch a video on YouTube and you try and regurgitate what you just heard on YouTube to try and educate an audience that you want to sell to. That's never going to work. And you see millions of people doing it, and they can only sustain it for so long before the brain just fries and they go, I can't sustain this any longer. But when you're genuine, hey, you know what? That whole process is really easy and really simple and straightforward, because all I'm doing, I'm just telling people, I'm telling my audience exactly what I've done. And it's easy. Okay. And then we can say, okay, we can do a video. We can then transcribe that video into maybe an article and fill it out with some more value. We can then use that video to create a meme, to create more content, to put it on different social media. So we can put it on Facebook, we can put it on Instagram, we can put it on TikTok. Blue Sky, just started with that. Threads, you can share your content and distribute it in the right way. And if you want to get access to a course, I've actually got a course called the Affiliate Marketing Masterclass, which shows you how to create content, video shorts, and distribute it for maximum effect. So if you want to have a look at that, reach out to me, I'll give you access to that. It's completely free. And once you get into a rhythm of generating content, then you will find your place in the industry. But more importantly, so will your audience. And it takes time for your audience to get to know, like, and trust who you are. So in terms of time, when it comes to building your business, you're not going to build a business in a week or in a month, or maybe in 3 months. It's going to take time. And I always say you've got to give it 12 months. And it really upsets me when people say, you know, I bought this product, and I've been doing it for a month and I've not had any results. Shall I give up? It's just so heartbreaking when I hear that, because it takes time. And a lot of people in this industry have been missold into the quick and easy route, you know, and they get put off because, you know, after a month or 2 months they've not had any responses, they've not had any likes, no one's kind of resonating with their videos. And it takes time for that audience to warm up, to find out who you are, to get to know, like, and trust you. Okay. Now you might get lucky. You know, if you're doing those initial review videos about, and when you do a review video, here's what you need to do. Don't hype anything. Keep the hype to a minimum. Just go, okay, this is why I joined. These are my circumstances. This is what I want out of life. And the kind of thing I wanted was this. And I found this company, and this is what I found. This is great. Okay. And give people some of the negatives as well. Or maybe say, okay, I haven't quite looked into it yet, but when I find out more about this, I'll come back and report back. But so far, the signs are encouraging, and all that kind of thing. When people do reviews on companies to create content, they kind of go into hyperdrive. It's almost like, you know, they've taken a snort of something they shouldn't have. Okay. And they become almost evangelical about their wonder juice, you know, or their free marketing strategy, you know, and it's not natural. It's not natural to be so enthusiastic about something when you've just joined, or okay, maybe it is. Okay. But you know what I'm saying, where people go into hyperdrive and people get put off because all they're doing is they're just trying to sell people. So be factual and just be 100% genuine. And what you'll do by being genuine is that you will attract the right people to you, as opposed to trying to sell to everyone and not getting results, because you won't. Okay. You won't. So there we go. It's all about being genuine. It's all about being consistent, and it's all about learning the knowledge and skills about how to create content and how to distribute it. And there's a free course available, which I've just alluded to. So go and do it. And I'll leave you with this. Just because you think you're bad on video, or just because you think you've got no experience in what you're doing, doesn't mean that your audience will think the same. Okay, everyone, including you, has got value to share. Everyone's got some value to share in some way or another. And your individual personality is going to resonate with somebody out there. Let me tell you, a few years ago, people were making blank CDs, okay, for the niche that wants to be abducted by aliens. Let me say it again. The niche of the people who wants to be abducted by aliens. Okay. And they were putting these CDs in and playing them because the marketer said they played a frequency that attracted aliens. What I'm saying is there's a niche and there's a person for everybody. Okay. You may not hear about most of them, but there is. Okay. So whether you think you're good enough, whether you think you've got the experience, let me tell you, you have. Because if you've made that decision, if you've walked through that closed door, there's somebody on the other side of that door wanting to know what's behind the door, and you can tell them. And that's valuable. All right. So go and do it. Go and create content, because it's the most powerful thing you can do. It's also the most empowering thing you can do. And when you create content, be vulnerable to your audience. Don't try and sell people, and just be yourself. All right. So If you got some value from this, I really appreciate if you're watching this on YouTube, then hit the subscribe button, give us a like. If you haven't yet subscribed to the podcast, then please subscribe. I really appreciate it. And again, if you want to know about anything, if there's anything that is piquing your interest, if there's anything that you would like me to discuss on these podcasts, whether we're talking about an online business or any of the strategies or the techniques or anything else, just let me know. Drop me a comment and let me know what you would like to see. Right, I'm John McLauchlan. This has been the John McLauchlan Podcast. We'll talk soon. Bye for now.